So Yiscah, I want to talk to you about, we were talking before about the importance of authenticity for you and being true to yourself and to the Tzelem Elokim. So now I want to talk to you like from the different point of view. You talk a lot in your writings and in your speeches and talks about the importance of having a spiritual community, which is kind of the other side of the coin. In a lot of like religions around the world, definitely like New Age spirituality, there's a strong focus on seclusion and being yourself and being away from the conformities of the world around you. And definitely in Buddhism, there's a strong focus on like enlightenment coming through you being on your own, meditation. But in your writings, and I know you're very attracted to the Pardes Rebbe, you really stress, you give this big emphasis on spiritual community. And I've heard also you have this great relationship with so many of your students that you actively invite them into your life and you want them to feel like there's this kehillah, this spiritual community. So I want to ask you, why is spiritual community so important to you? And also, how is that related to the Pardes Rebbe? Did you get it from his writings? Did you realize that after, before?
Yes, spiritual community is very, very, very important. Because Hashem created us, and this is from the Pardes. The book B'nai Machshava Tova, which is how to bring spiritual and elevated consciousness into community, is very much determined by sensing the divine presence within and then being able to see that in others. So it's not an either or. It's really gam v'gam. To the degree that when I seclude, to quote you back, the word seclusion, I do seclude myself periodically, like on a daily basis, when I go into my own private meditative contemplative silence. The goal, though, of what makes Jewish, for me, as I've learned from the Pardes, what makes Jewish meditation Jewish, is that I then can encounter a deeper part of myself that I share with you. So instead of trying to force myself, as many of us do, to see it in you, I practice daily encountering through opening my heart up to all the different feelings that would determine. He even says each feeling is a mafteach to the neshama. So the degree to then which I'm actually accessing and having an awareness of my own piece of God, the chelek, like Ze'ev said, the chelek of God from above. And the Baal Tanya adds in Tanya, mamash, that my essence really is a piece of God. That very breath that God breathed into Adam and Chava was a piece of God's essence. The degree to which I can allow me and discipline me private time to sense that profoundly affects the rest of my day when I go out into the world. And actually the Pardes quoted the Baal Tanya a lot in his different Sfarim, and he was very mushpa, he was very influenced by the Baal Tanya. And the Baal Tanya writes, the Rebbe HaZaken, the Alter Rebbe, Reb Shiner Zalman of La'adi, writes in Tanya in Parak Lamed Bet, which is Lev, the very heart of Tanya, that the way to fulfill the mitzvah, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your fellow as yourself, which all too often we equate that with, somehow I have to love everybody, I have to force myself to really appreciate and like everybody. That's not Ahavat Yisrael. Ahavat Yisrael, I'm giving the Bekitzur, al-Regalacha, the short version, is when I identify me with the peace that through all my ups and downs in life, I love myself for it. It's not temporary, it's not shatului b'davar. So whether I'm a good or not good lecturer, or whether I'm a not good or good cook, or whatever it is, there's something in my essence that warrants my identifying me with so much so I'll always love myself for it. And that's my soul. That's my Tzelem Elokim that I was created in. That, to the degree that I discipline and practice that when I look into my spiritual mirror, that's what I see in you. And that's what I love about you. I may not like you. Liking has to do more with midot, with behavior, you're this, you're that, but I love you. Meaning there's a hitkashrut. We're going back to the Piyasetzna, he talks about this frequently. Hitkirvut and hitkashrut, closeness and connection. That's Jewish practice.